Hello, I'm back making another YouTube video, but this one's going to be a little bit smaller. We're just going to kind of talk about why I moved to Australia, what was my thought process, and how did it all kind of unfold. So pretty much in 2023, January. So yeah, moved to Australia 2 years ago, pretty much, and absolutely loved it. Moving here changed my life, saved my life as well. Like super grateful to be over here and to have these opportunities as a young person is just fucking amazing. So I didn't really know where to go. I've been working in the crane industry for 5 years. I took like a couple months off to do crypto and stuff, and it went well, and then it didn't go well. And yeah, so in 2023, I was just in January, I went back to work after taking like half a year off in crypto. I just didn't know where I quite wanted to end up, and I was on a job in this Auckland City. I was on a tower crane job, and I was talking to the old boys, and they were always talking about Australia and how they wish they never left, or how they wish they stayed over there, and just kind of stuck with it. And I was hearing all these stories and them talking about the mining industry and everything, and New Zealand was just getting a little bit tough then. Like there was less work, all the tower cranes were coming down. There was it started to unfold what was happening, now where we are now in 2025, how New Zealand's kind of in a real bad state, in a recession, and it's just not looking too good. It kind of started unfolding like 2 years ago, just after COVID as well, all of that. I was at work, and the old boys were telling me, like, go to Oz, like this isn't going anywhere anytime soon, like go to Australia. All the tower cranes were coming down, there wasn't much work going on, everything was kind of drying up. Within that 1 week, I just kind of decided just to move to Australia. I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to Australia, I'm gonna listen to these guys, I'm just gonna fucking send it. And I just fucking sent it. Went to Australia. Within 1 week, I told my mum, I sold my car, I sold everything, I told everyone I was off, and I booked that ticket, and I never looked back. And pretty much one-way flight to Perth. Had no job lined up, didn't even have proper accommodation or anything lined up as well. I sold my car. I had maybe 12 grand in the bank account, and came over and just fucking sent it. Like, yeah, first week landed in Perth, and I was just like, fuck, this is like so cool. Like, it's hot, it feels good, people are happy. Like, it just has a much better vibe to it. I was really digging it from day dot. It was hot as fuck. I came right in summertime, so it was around February, so it was bloody hot, and the flies were out and all that, and I finally teed up something while I was there, like where to stay. I got like a room to stay in, like rent a room. Yeah, I went to this place, and the houses were nice, and just the nature was nice, the birds, everything was just flowing. I just really enjoyed my first week here. I was just like, fuck, this is me. Like, this is me for good. I love it. And it was cool. And I met some really great people in the first house that I was staying in, the first accommodation. It was awesome. Like, and they're all doing pretty well. They were happy. They have all the things they needed. They weren't too stressed about life or anything. Like, kind of a lot of people I was with back home were just real in a rut. It was just like real tough, and it's even more tough now. So after seeing that kind of change within that first week of how lively everything is over here and how beaming, I just really enjoyed it. And meeting people my age around here, they were just doing crazy. But anyways, like the first week, I didn't really have much of a plan. Like, I didn't really know much about it. I had an auntie over in the eastern states who kind of walked me through it. My mum kind of walked me through it as well, what kind of steps you kind of got to take. Because I have lived in Australia previously when I was a kid. We lived in Brisbane when I was about 5 or 6 years old. So my mum kind of had an understanding. My auntie told me a bit as well, and just kind of walked me through the whole process. So I did it all on my own, and I had a little bit of guidance, I guess. But yeah, I moved here on my own. I didn't have anyone help me out. I was all my own savings, my own doing all of that stuff. So you got to get your tax file number. You gotta get all your 100 points of ID, open up your bank accounts. It was all very stressful stuff. Luckily, like, coming from New Zealand, you don't need a visa. So that was like the good thing, is that I didn't need a visa. I was super stoked about that. It was just come over here, just get the job done, and it was fucking sweet. So pretty much applied for all those things, and I managed to find a crane company, because the house owner I lived with, he paints cars and stuff, and apparently there's a guy that always goes there, busts up his cars, and he he has a crane company. So I managed to click that. So the house owner I was staying with, he had a mate, and I rung him up. I told him that I just come from New Zealand. I don't have my tickets, and I'm fucking keen as beans. Like, I've been working in the crane industry for 5 years. He was like, yeah, fuck yeah, we'll give you a crack. I was like, sweet. Started that next week, bro. Got a car. Got all the things I needed, and yeah, I was away. I just started working in the city, and I like, my first ever wage was like 35 an hour in Australia, and I thought that was mean. I thought that was real good, because back home, I worked with cranes for 5 years. I had all my tickets and everything, and I was only on 32 New Zealand. So I had like a $3 pay rise when I came to Australia. But then I came to realise, like, that wasn't that great of money later on down the track anyways. Like, so I spent maybe like 6 months in the city working in the crane industry, and it was awesome. Like, I really enjoyed life. All the boys there had like nice utes and had nice things going. They were always doing stuff, like going out. They were just well off. Like, they had everything they needed. They were happy. It was a pretty bogan company. It was pretty funny. Like, I just came fresh off the boat from New Zealand, and I was working with all these bogans, and fuck, the things they would say, fuck, I was just so pissed off on the first few weeks that I met a lot of them. I just wanted to fucking, like, I wanted to smash them. That's just my pure thoughts, were just because of how cheeky they were to me. But I soon came to realise, like, that's just Australians. It's just banter. You just gotta fucking accept it. It is what it is. You throw it, they throw it. That's just how it rolls, you know. But yeah, over time I kind of got used to it. And I just accept it for what it is now. Yeah, when I first came, I was fighting demons, man. I was fighting demons. Very cheeky. But yeah, it was cool. It was good company to get in with. Made a good name for myself. Met a lot of great people. Worked like a dog. I was working like 6-7 days a week whenever I could. And it was fucking awesome. Like, I did that in Perth City for about 6 months, putting up tilt panels and working with mobile cranes and stuff, and it was awesome. Yeah, eventually, like, obviously my goal coming over here was to get into the mines. Like, that was my whole goal, was to actually get into the mining industry. I didn't know anyone in the mines. No one was really telling me all the information I needed as well. It was kind of a kept secret. A lot of people didn't want to tell others to go out there, go into the mines and get that money. So, and I just kept getting stuck. I was applying to roles, and I just wasn't getting anything because none of my tickets transferred from New Zealand. I had to redo all of my tickets, qualifications, the whole lot. So none of my crane tickets were recognised over here. So I had to redo the whole lot, what was pretty unfortunate, and quite a lot of money too. My company didn't pay for that many tickets. He just paid for like 1 or 2, and then I had a fallout with one of the boys at work. He was an Aussie bloke, and I had enough. I just wanted to bash this cunt. I had enough of him anyway, and I just left the job. Took off for a couple of hours, and I came back. I broke a pedal bar. It was pretty funny. Like those big metal panel bars, I was like bouncing on it so we could try lift the panel up, and the whole fucking bar snapped. Like a big thick fucking metal panel bar, and I fucking snapped it. He fucking went off at me, I went off at him, and then I took off down the road for like 3 hours, had a joint, and just fucking kicked back. And then I came back and had a yarn with him, and he just like, nah, fuck you, fuck off. I was alright, sweet. And then I pretty much left that company, and that was that. And then after like a couple months, I was really trying my hardest to get into the mines. Nothing was working. You know, I ran into Jess, who's the lady I actually work with now, and she got my mining resume done, and within 1 week I had like 3 job offers, and it was all for like drillers offsiding and all of that sort of stuff. But it was a job, you know, and I took it. Drillers offsiding, entry level. And, I just used that to kind of pay for my other tickets, my crane tickets, because eventually I wanted to always end up back with the cranes. I mean, I already had 5 years experience with it previously, so cranes is always where I kind of want to end up anyway. So yeah, after like 7-8 months in Perth, I finally ended up in the mining industry. I was doing underground, and then after about a month, I fucking went from underground to surface mining in a crane company, which was sick. Like, I finally got in a crane company. I was earning mean money. I was just really enjoyed it. Was up in Port Hedland and going to the Pilbara and all sorts. And keep in mind too, like when I first came to Australia, I guess my gym journey started when I was back in New Zealand. It wasn't very consistent, my gym journey back home, but when I did come to Australia, I was actually getting quite consistent with it. I was going pretty much 5 times a week, 6 times a week, and I was doing swimming, I was doing running when I could. Even when I was working in the city, even in the mines, like I was just still consistent. And over the last like 2 years of me being in Australia, it's just been workout, which has been awesome, you know. And I feel like it's a much better vibe over here. You feel good about yourself. The sun's on your skin, like you're just fucking beaming with life, you know. And people out there getting it over here, like they're getting bread, they're chasing their goals, they're fucking smashing things, and it's just cool to see. So it kind of motivates you to do the same as well. You know, I kind of had to teach myself the ways. I'm grateful for that. Getting into the mines, you know, it was just work, gym, sleep, eat. And I just loved that. I loved that whole kind of schedule. It was awesome, you know. I did as many swings as I could. I just wanted to work like a dog non-stop. I was working all the time and I loved it. Like, it was real good. And I just swapped in and out of crane companies, different companies, got better pay rises and stuff like that, kept training. And I started working on my social media as well within about a year of being in Australia. So in about March, it was March 2024, I started all my social media, and me and my mate started FIFO Australia. Fucking 1 year, we've absolutely blown that up. Like, that's gone bonkers. Like, unfortunately my TikTok got banned, and like I was at like 30k or something. I got banned, so I've started again. But yeah, my personal accounts and all of that has just kind of blown up, and I've just kept consistent throughout 1 year of posting reels and just sticking with it, and it's been paying off. Like, I'm super grateful where I'm at now. And I just got to stay consistent, you know. I've been posting a reel a day, pretty much, on my personals and on also all my other socials as well. You know, quite a lot of content to be posting, I'd say. You know, fast forward a year or whatnot, I just kept at that grind. Like, ever since I came to Australia, I completely isolated myself. I didn't go out. I didn't really make any friends. I just stuck to my own shit. And that's why I loved Australia when I came here. It was a fresh start. It was a kind of just like, I didn't know anyone here. There was no one I knew that was drinking or going out or partying or anything. So I just kept to myself. You know, I just fucking grinded. I just isolated and just stuck to the goal. And it all kind of eventually started working out, which was awesome. Ever since then, I've kind of just isolated myself over the 2 years. Only recently that I've started actually going out, meeting people, making connections, because I do think it's healthy. At a certain point, especially here in Australia, you meet some very good connections. It's just in the places where I was when I first moved here, I didn't feel like they were connections that I wanted around me. Now eventually I've found crowds, I've found people that I want around me and that do positive things in my life rather than negative. And you come across that a lot more over here in Australia, I feel like, rather than where I grew up in New Zealand. Like, I grew up in South Auckland. There wasn't a large scale of positive things back home, you know, to kind of go off or meet people or, you know, make those connections, strive for goals, strive for success or whatever. Coming over here, it's a lot more common to do good for yourself, and it's a lot more common, a lot more opportunities to be presented. I love home. I love New Zealand. Beautiful country. I miss the food. I miss my family. I miss all of that. I just got to look at it like, where am I best suited to become successful or be who I want to be in life? And it's definitely over here. Like, there's more opportunities. There's more money. It's cheaper. The list goes on, you know. Home will always be there. Like, Australia will always be here, so I can chop and change whenever I want. Just for the certain lifestyle that I want, Australia was the best suit, and I'm super grateful to be over here. Like, fully changed my life. I love everything about it. Like, I would not be in the position I am today if I stayed home. I probably would be in a very bad position. Like, I was just with the wrong people. I wasn't with the right crowds, and that's another thing too. Like, I feel like to become successful, isolation was a massive thing in my life, was isolating from everyone I knew, family, friends, and the old circles that I used to be in as well. Just completely isolated. Like, I'll be honest, I don't really have too many close mates of when I grew up back in high school or anything. Like, I've completely shifted my whole mindset. I don't really connect with anyone like that anymore. My whole circle and perspective of life has changed. I still respect them, and I wish them all the very best. Like, I don't wish anything ill upon these people. Our paths just don't align. You know, what we see in life just doesn't kind of compute together. So therefore, it's kind of better if we just kind of go our separate ways, but respect each other from a distance. And that's why I'm kind of glad when I came to Australia, it created that distance for me already. It was a permanent distance from friend groups and from people I knew, family, all of that, to kind of, you know, just focus on me and do what I want to do. Like, I've been over here 2 years by myself, and I've just been in an isolation mode, just upgrading, and it's been fucking awesome. Like, I love it. A lot of people I don't think would be able to handle. That's why not a lot of people leave their hometown and they just kind of stick to those sorts of things. But you know, leaving your hometown is such a big thing. Like, you need to do it in your life. You have to leave your hometown and experience the world for what it is. Go out there and genuinely just give it a crack, because you never know what type of person you'll become once you leave home and you meet new people and you create new circles and you just become the best version of yourself. Yeah, coming to Australia absolutely saved my life. Love it over here. So many great people. I like the weather too. It's hot. I'm more of a cold person. I like the cold, but the warm weather over here does feel good. Like, you feel a lot more vibrant and happier. My mum was talking about this when I first kind of came over here, because it was raining, it was flooding back home, it was just miserable. And being over here was just very happy. Everyone was out at the beach doing things. It was fun. And Perth is such a beautiful city as well. Like, Perth is amazing. Like, the layout of it, how spread out it is. The beaches here are fucking amazing. You know, I love everything about Perth. I love everything about the FIFO industry. It's just such a good kind of position to be for a young person these days. If you're single and if you're just fucking getting at it, getting bread, you know, it's just a good spot to be. And I really hope more people from New Zealand kind of come over here and experience these things, and don't just think staying in your hometown's the best solution. Like, break out of your hometown, experience new things, go meet new people, go just explore the world. Like, you only live once. You gotta experience the world for what it is. Australia is just, it's simple, it's easy for people from New Zealand to come here. It's cheaper, you know, you don't have to go halfway across the world. The wages are very good, the cost of living is pretty good, and it all depends where you go. Like, obviously if you're going to Sydney, you're fucked. Like, it's expensive there, the wages aren't very good. You gotta pick and choose where you kind of end up. Perth is just the fucking top of the top. Like, I love it here, you know, and it's bigger than the city I was in, because I grew up in Auckland, you know, South Auckland especially, but it's a lot more compact. I feel like Auckland is a lot more compact. Perth is a lot more spread. Houses over here, the housing quality and all of that is very good as well. This is probably the biggest house I've ever lived in. We'll have to do like a little bit of a house tour one day, but I'm just renting the room. But I love this house. It's awesome. Definitely Australia's changed my whole perspective of life in such a good way. And I hope more of my family kind of come over here and experience it. And just anyone in general. Like, I've helped so many people come over here already and helped them get jobs and whatnot, and it feels so good to, you know, help elevate people to get to those levels. Like, I genuinely enjoy it. So, but yeah, that's kind of everything about, you know, Australia. Why I kind of moved here was to get into the mining industry, and yeah, to get into the offshore industry as well, and I've completed those. Now, you know, moving on to bigger things. So, still in those industries, but just not as much as I was. This is the yarn about how I moved to Australia and how it's all kind of worked out, and why you should give it a crack as well if you're from back home in New Zealand or anywhere. You know, Australia is such an amazing place. I think you'll genuinely enjoy it if you do move here. But yeah, thanks for watching. There'll be plenty more in the future, but I'll catch you later. Have a good night. See ya.